Good afternoon, everyone. And today I would like to share how to count conditional format colors in a specific cell. And what I wanted to do is count all of the red cells in each individual line for each individual penguin. And I wanted to count and put a number here. And then once the number's there, this little bit of mathematics in Excel will give us a percentage. And then at the bottom, it'll give us a percentage of how the whole team's doing over the month. So if I quickly hit refresh here, what it's done is it's went and count each of the red in there that the penguin's achieving or is underachieving throughout the month. Now, usually I had to go and count each individual row. Now, as you can see, there's 6, 9, 9, 8. It gets a bit monotonous after a while, and there was room for mistake. So what I decided to do is to create a little bit of VBA so that whenever any information was needed to be pulled, I would hit refresh, it would go pull the data from here and it would update it. Now, I didn't get it to delete it every time I hit refresh because I don't need to. It's nothing that I needed to do. If you would like to see how to delete it, let me know in the comments and I'll look to put a video together on how to delete and then you can refresh. Now, when I hit refresh, straight away it goes and pulls how many there is. So he has 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's put 10. 4 up here, it says 4. Oh, let's pick another one, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when you get to more than 5, there's an element of human error that's going to make a mistake eventually. Now, where I was previously working, mistakes cost people, their month stats, and not a lot of people like that. So, went and did a little bit of VBA, and what I did was I got it to every time I click the refresh button, it's counting out each call. Sorry, it's not counting out. It's calling each of the VBA bits that are a bit further down. Now, if you have a look, it looks like a lot of code. It's not. All I had to do was start off with one, copy and paste, and then just make it fit for each cell and each row that I need to do. Now, in here, I've put CountColorCellsAQ3. Right? Now, it's going to count every red color, and then it's going to put it in AQ3. Now, this is just the name of it, what I've called it. It's not going to do that. We need to put a little bit of VBA in for that. And what I do is set some variables. So I set the range. So I've got a range of what I'm looking at. The color count is a long, so it's counting numbers, so it's able to mathematically work out what it needs to. And then the range cell. So I set the range to what was the range that I wanted to look at. I wanted to look from U3 to AL3. Now if I go back to our little VBA, U3 to AL3. This is all of that information between it. And all I wanted to do is I wanted to store that. It's only ever going to look here. Now, for each range cell in the range, so for each of the cells within this range, U3 to AL3, I wanted to go in and I wanted to count the red color. If the cells are red in the row, I wanted to count everything that's red, green, and blue. And then I wanted to count it together, and then I wanted to spit it out into my sheet into AQ3, and I wanted to put how many it's being able to find and count. Now, in this instance, it was 4, and it goes on. So it's done that correctly. It's gone. There's 4 red colors in there, so I'm going to put 4. If we delete them, I'll delete all of them. And then if I hit refresh quickly, it puts 4 back and it counts the rest of them, which is great. Now, this is a lot of VLOOKUPs, which took quite a bit of time to get into a format that we were able to use. Now, what we were using is making sure that these were colored correctly. So we had to go to Wabit conditional format, manage our rules. Now, if I have a look in here, there's a lot of conditional formatting rules. There's tons, like loads, too many to count. Now, all I needed to do is this one's quite simple. It's just a 1, you've hit red, none, you're in green. Great. Now, if I edit the rule and then format only the cells that contain cell value is greater to or equal to 1, then I want it to go to red. Now, that's fine. Now, the issue was being able to identify, well, how am I going to count the red? Because I can't just put red. Excel needs some sort of logic to be able to identify what it's using. If I click the format here, you've got a few different tabs: number, font, border, fill. Yeah, if you just play around and had a look, you can see, oh, look, there's fill. Right, now you've got what color do you want it to be? Now in this case, I've already set them to what they need to be. Now if I check more colors, right, I've got colors and I've got a color chart. Now if I choose each individual color, it's going to change the color, what I expect it to do. But if I change it, it's going to change the custom color. So in here, you can see that the custom color is 255, 153, 153. Now that's the red, green, and blue that I was mentioning earlier. Now if I change it to blue, and I go to custom color, it's 0, 0, and 255. But I need it back to me lovely little color. So it's back to my lovely little color, and it's red, green, and blue, and these are the values that make the color that we're counting: 255, 153, 153. Now, if I go back to my VBA, interior color, red, green, and blue, interior color, red, green, and blue, 255, 153, 153, then it's going to count the colors. And then once it's finished doing each individual one for that, what I want it next to do is I want it to display the total number of red cells in the cell listed below. So in the sheet of the range AQ3, I want it to paste the colors that have been counted. Now, if we go back to that, once I remember to close them all, QA3, that's that one, QA3, QA4, and it goes so on and so on all the way down. Now, if I look at my VBA script, all I had to do is get one, and then after that, make it so it does each individual one. Now again, it's counting is the same value straight down, just the red colors, because that's all I am interested in is the red colors. You can modify this to whatever you need to. Now, all I had to do was make sure that the name refers to the name of which cell I'm pasting it into. That was just a bit of a reference for myself. The name of it could be whatever you want, but I had to make sure that QA9 and U9 to AL9 was all unisync, meaning that QA9, if I needed to, it would go away and calculate anything and put it in. Now, in this case, I don't really need this one. I did previously when there was more penguins, but at the moment, I don't. So, as you can see, it stops at 8. So it's not going to call that one out. It's still there in case I need to use it, but it's not going to call it out. And it goes on and so forth all the way down. Now, this is QA3 all the way to QA46. A bit repetitive after that, but once it gets to it, all you need to do is delete any of the cells that you don't want it to, and then hit refresh. It'll calculate it. If you're having data like myself was having, and it was changing all of the time, so if I put 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, bit of zeros here to show the difference, and I hit refresh, there we go. It's gone back and it's gone to do what it needs to do. But the percentage is different. So what I thought I would do is just share how to count conditional format colors of red. If you'd like to have any assistance or any further tips, tricks on how to count or make life a little bit easier with Excel, just drop me a comment below and I will look to get back to you as soon as possible. Have a nice day.